Hello, everybody. Nothing works today. But yeah, welcome everybody back to Baldur's Gate 3. I am playing this today and not Sea of Stars because actually two things. My mood is low, that sadly means I don't want to force myself to read any dialogue. This is fully voiced acted, so I can just, excuse me, relax and play. And then the second one is I don't know how much I have left in Sea of Stars, so it might be that I am trying to marathon it to the finish line. And because today is a weekday and it means I don't have much time because I want to have a little bit downtime before going to sleep. But yes, let's continue adventure of Veno, the help ranger. But couple of things I have to do. I actually should test this out. One thing I need to test out. There. And then final push. It looks to be fine. It loaded already. Let's let it load because it loads all the assets. There. Okay. I am just checking the voice volume. Does it pick every voice or is it awkwardly silent? And yes, I am testing my PNG. Does it work? Probably because we have experienced problems with the Witcher.
Welcome to the party.
Jones Elvin 4, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I have a pet rat. What do I have as equipment? I don't have anything. Of course I have, but I mean like no shield or secondary weapons. One free. You will have all those. Have I talked to everybody in this camp yet? There is fine solo.
Hells take me. What I wouldn't do for better tools. I'd die if I met the Roakan reeking of this place. I'll never get the smell out of my clothes. I'll have to burn them. How long do you think we've got before the goblins come?
Two updated. Get here on Etty. Get help from Auntie Ethel. Rescue the druid Halsin. Find the Kitaki Clutch. Save the refugees. Another castles, another ruins. This we have to do. Let's go do that next. Confront the paladins. Yeah, that we need a little bit more experience. Aha, we need laser for this one. Okay. So we need laser. Can we? No. I was thinking, can we knock, but apparently not.
He stares right past you, as if you're invisible. Or boring.
Lord. Well, I am very boring. Ask any date I have been. I see. Anything else on your mind? I was waiting for the OBS to start working again.
He's still staring right past you.
Turn around to see what he's looking at.
You see nothing out of the ordinary. When you turn back, there's no trace of the child.
Perception failed. Aha, and yeah.
Whoa, hey, can't say I've ever seen someone like you before. Go on, take this ring. It's lucky. You haven't seen anything yet, mister. Go on, take the ring and watch your fortune change.
Sleight of hand. Dexterity check. I call rigged.
Hard luck, mister. But like I said, we can change that. Watch. Call it. Heads or tails? Tails it is! See? That's the kind of luck you get from one of my lucky rings. I've got more where that came from. Real cheap too. Interested? Okay, fair. Let's go again. Heads or tails? Call it. Tails! There. Happy? Hey, hold on, you gotta pay for that. You got it. One sec. That's what I got.
I failed perception check.
You bought...
You suddenly feel something
Aha.
moving against your back and turn.
Here that action cap her. Observe her silently. Maybe these are just crocodile tears.
You notice she's trembling. The tears streaming down her cheeks are indeed real.
Relax, I won't get angry. You didn't even manage to get anything from me.
I can't do this anymore, Mattis. I'm sorry.
Please, let us through.
Let my daughter go right now!
She's a thief, hellspawn. And you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back!
Oh, let me through, Mragrasham, or I'll rip your damn throat out!
Lives are at stake, and the cowards only care about their bloody rituals.
Eaten by a bear. I could try greasing palms.
We need to get Arabella out, now!
You heard the guards. They're waiting on Korga to give word.
I'd sooner trek through the 9 hells than trust that snake! Ugh!
Arabella tried to steal their idol. Druids lost their damn minds about it. They need it for their precious ritual.
Oh, it's all my fault. I told her I wished the wretched thing would just disappear, or better yet, explode.
Now Arabella's being judged by a bunch of druids who hate us. That's not right.
Poor thing must be terrified. Who do they think they are, keeping her away from her folks?
Thank you. They won't give us the time of day.
Hurry! I'm at the end of my tether as is. Can't take this waiting.
Do all
She
the
must
damn
be
rituals you
terrified.
want. We're not leaving till it's
I bet she's
safe.
giving them hell.
Real scared of you.
Calm, Magrin. Give him a chance. You, get back! No, and you'll find trouble all the same unless you get out of my sight.
A moment, Giorna.
What? Oh, I understand. You. Apparently Korga wants to see you. Go ahead.
Swallow. Swallow.
Ah, my good friend. You were at the gates just now, no? When the goblins came? You saw them up close? A few questions, if you please. There's no overstating my interest. Glory. Now then, how would you describe that particular batch of goblins? Size, nature, distinguishing qualities?
You search your mind, but remember nothing useful about goblin social order or behavior.
Okay. If nobody is beginning, then goblins, hardly. They were shape-shifted devils.
Ye gods! Can incredibly compelling. And the dragon they had marching in the rear, was it of the brass or silver variety? Witnesses noticed a red dragon marching at rear. Last question, then you'll be quite free. Did the attackers rally to the absolute when they fell upon the gates? They did, didn't they? Oh, curious. Oh, curious indeed. I've interrogated one, a captive in this very camp. She reports they've abandoned their god Maglabiet in favor of someone called the Absolute. The scandal! Never you mind. I'm on my way to their camp as we speak. I always knew my studies in Gukliak would come to some use. Why, goblins, obviously. But someone ought to chronicle these curious events. I'd heard the master of this place, a druid called Halsin, might be able to point me in the right direction. But he's been quite captured by them already. Ironic, really. My friend, every story benefits from a dragon. Until we meet again.
I agree the statement. Bosk. Can I bet you? By the way, do I have animal handling? I have. Dusk. By the way, I don't have way to speak with animals, do I have? Well, hello.
You have my attention.
No, I don't have any. By the way, I need to change these a little bit.
What's the story?
Keep your distance, darling. Is that blood? No, never mind.
I don't know why, but Astarion reminds me very much of Reality from My Little Pony. Darling.
Speak.
Is that how he says darling?
The bird knows. She needs to know. You do not.
Okay. I have to defend this close. I'm not your enemy. I'm good at this.
Forgive me. It is not you I fear. It is my brethren. More follow Korga every day. They are afraid, and she offers a simple solution. Eject the refugees, and we will be safe. Perhaps not. But that does not make it right. Only Master Halsin can stop this. I pray my bird returns with news of him. If not, I fear for my people. I would prefer not to. But if Master Halsin does not return, Korga will give the order, and my voice will not matter.
Should mind my step.
Tuffet. His name is Tuffet. His name is Tuffet. Animal handling the performance. No, animal handling. Careful not to step your flank. Nothing bad will ever happen. If I'm honest, I don't have actual experience how this happens, but apparently I have a good handling in game, so yeah. Yay. Tuffet. His name is Tuffet. No, I will not stop. And he started to sleep again. You are one lazy bear. All bears is lazy. You walked literally 5 steps. Topaz. That's a pretty name. Let's go meet this druid leader.
Have you lost your senses, Korga? Release her.
She stole the idol of Sylvanus. She must pay the price. We will imprison the thief under guard of my servant. When we cast out the rest, she may join them. Let the devil be an example. We will
Please. I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga.
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger.
Thief, poison. What's this girl's actual crime? Imprison her? She's just a child.
Girl? You mean parasite?
She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks.
Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
Don't tolerate jealous harmony. 10 girls need to balance. Persuasion. I have to hit 11. Yes. Whew.
I hear the Tree Father's spirit in your words. It is as you say. Sif, Tila, to me. Out, thief. My grace has its limits.
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin...
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
Gale wants to talk.
Tiring business, isn't it? All this traveling and adventuring. Why don't we take a little break? Allow ourselves a few moments of rest? Gives me a chance to talk to you about something, well, rather important.
No rest for the likes of you, Gale. No, let's be nice. Had important knowledge. Alright, go ahead.
We've been on the road together for a while now, haven't we? Survived some perils, overcame some obstacles. Ever since you were kind enough to free me from that stone, I've seen you demonstrate remarkable guile and courage. The way you diffused the tension between Zevlor and Aradin. The way you got Korga to release the girl. In short, I've grown to trust you.
I don't know have I told this on stream, but my own playthrough, and I haven't yet finished it, by the way, I accidentally almost romanced Gale. And when the thing happened, I felt very bad because I had to say no. Because my character, Lunar, she is pansexual, so it doesn't matter to her. But I want in this game, at least in that playthrough, I want to either romance Karlak or Halsin. But I can't choose which one, because if it really is that I have to choose, because I have played so many games that let you date several characters at once, but there is always a downside. Either it cancels the previous engagement and then they hate you for it, or it is counted as cheating and they still hate you.
The reason I make a point of saying this is that I've grown confident enough to tell you something I've yet to tell another living soul, except for my cat. You see, I have this condition. Very different from the parasite we share, but just as deadly.
Is it contagious?
No, nothing like that. Or if I fail to treat it, then the consequences would not be contained to me alone. What it comes down to is this. Every so often, I need to get my hands on a powerful magical item and absorb the weave inside.
Your next course due to consume harm magic. What kind of items are we talking about exactly? That one of the throwing the item.
Trust me when I say, the loss of the occasional wizard staff or tome of enchantment is a bargain given the cost of allowing me to deteriorate. It's been days since I last consumed an artifact, since before we were abducted. It's only a matter of time before my craving returns. That is why I turn to you. I need you to help me find magic items to consume. It is vital. Dare I say it? Critical.
You may say it is a critical role.
We've already done the finding. In fact, you have one in your possession. You know for yourself how hard won such an item was, and it will be no easier when even more are required to assuage my hunger. There'll be danger involved, or great cost.
I'm happy to help.
Splendid. Bit of boldness will serve us well. I'm sure we won't have to look very far to find what I need. Faerun overflows with magic-infused treasure. As do our packs, as a matter of fact. We've such an item already in our possession. Primed for the moment the need arises. I hope I can count on you.
But where do I have? Oh no, he missed these. Gloves or power pen? Yeah, this was for Karlak. Didn't I? Never mind.
You did well to speak up for the girl. That snake is fickle. A tragedy prevented. Well seen. Well spotted. We've let a snake replace our leader. She is first druid in Halsin's absence. With him caught or dared by goblins, none may gain, but more will die if her ritual is finished. I doubt those exiled by the rite will survive long outside. Would you? I would give anything to see Halsin return home. Sylvanus' blessing upon you, and my gratitude as well. Halsin is an elf with the presence of a bear. He left west with the adventurers. You won't mistake the first druid for anyone else.
Tried to steal from us. The game. We've shown them once. We take Grove law seriously. Please leave. Our hospitality has limits, and they were crossed long ago.
Thor's fur bristles. He wants to jump, wants to bite. His eyes dart back and forth as he sniffs the air. He can't see them anymore, but he can smell them. Many, many strangers. His ears twitch as he lowers his head down into your lap.
Ah! I tamed the wolf! Yes, I'm so happy. That made my day. Okay, what was I doing? There is the healer, I think. Yeah. Let's go talk to Nettie first.
I see you. Just give me a moment. This medicatrix. There. It's up to her now. Life or death. Now, what was it you needed? You found her, but I still don't know what she can do for you. Why are you asking? A tadpole. A mind flayer tadpole. That's a serious condition. Come, follow me. I might be able to help. We need to be quick. This way. This one had the same problem as you. Attacked us in the woods together with some goblins. Tadpole crawled out of his head soon after. Rather too common as of late. At least that's what Master Halsin suspected. A pity you got me instead of him. He understands these things. Studied them. Still, we have options. All right. Let's see what we can do. It might. But first things first. Tell me about your symptoms. Have you noticed anything strange happening?
Looking closer, you realize you've seen this thorn in the wilds. It's Kalimvor's kiss, a briar from the Dale lands, and a deadly poison.
That happened because I am a ranger and know nature. That I think that didn't happen with Lunar. That is why it is recommended that you try different builds. Like, if you don't... I am that kind of person, sadly, that I am thinking combat before. Or first, I am thinking combat before anything else. So, something like if I'm planning to be a pickpocket, for example, I'm not going to pick anything that doesn't help me in combat also.
I want to help you, but I can't unless you work with me. So, has anything unusual happened to you? Victims can identify each other. Not that the others know they're victims, of course. How'd you pick up the parasite? Halsin was desperate to find where all this was happening. A mind flayer ship? But Master Halsin was sure. Look, you've been straight with me, so I'll be straight with you. You're dangerous. If you transform here, we're all dead. But you seem like a good soul. You deserve a chance to save yourself. This is a vial of wyvern poison. Swear to me, you'll swallow it if you feel any symptoms. I hope it doesn't come to that, but thank you. Here. You know, I've spent my life treating folk and never once saw a mind flayer infection. Then suddenly, there's dozens of you. Maybe more. Master Halsin and I were tracking them, studying them, trying to figure out what the hells was going on. Because you should all be changing. There should be a small army of mind flayers out there. But you're not. Weird powers aside, you seem perfectly normal. For one, that thing in your head is like nothing we've ever seen from mind flayers. It's one of their worms for sure. But this one gives you powers. Telepathic connections. And it doesn't turn you into one of them. Not yet, anyhow. Hard to say, but there's a lot we don't know. Infected, folks like you, have been converging on an old temple of Selûne, and I've no idea why. When Master Halsin heard the adventurers were heading that way, he saw a chance to get answers, joined on the spot. Whatever he found there, he didn't make it back. The thing is, I've sent birds to find him, but the place is rotten with goblins. None of us can even get close. You, though, you're one of them. Technically speaking, I mean. They won't kill someone carrying their parasite. If you can find Halsin and get him out of there, we can discover what he learned. And perhaps he can save your life. How's that sound? Thank you. It would mean everything to the Grove. To me. I wish I could tell you more. But only those adventurers know what happened out there. All I can say for sure is they all went to the old temple of Selûne. And Master Halsin didn't make it back. Good luck out there. And if things start to go bad, remember the vial. Remember your oath.
One step at a time, Nettie. Come
Okay.
on.
That I wouldn't take wyvern poison even if we do.
There's something in that vessel. Take a closer look.
Vessel? Ooh. Anatomical sketches of both a Tlau and Illicit tadpole are accompanied by notes written in an urchin scrabble. The bracelet was nestled deep in the plain matter, Illicit, undoubtedly, yet the host seemed unaware while alive. No visible signs of metamorphosis on the cadaver. Most strange. The final note is a single underlined word. Altered.
Looks like Halsin's our best bet for a cure.
Then let's find her. Time is short.
Among the living.
Speak to Kaka. Kahka.
That might be worth a look.
Hmm?
Go on. Say it. You think I'm a monster? Yes, you would say so. I know your kind. You see only villains and victims. A viper bears her fangs defending her brood. I call her mother. You call her monster. No matter. I took back the idol of Sylvanus, and the rite is resumed. We will seal the grove, free from harm, free of intruders. And mine perish if he stays. You showed great mettle at the gate. The mettle of a skilled sword for hire. I want you to provide your services to Zevlor. Offer to guide the Outlanders out of the grove. I'm sure they'll reward you well. They're to be gone before final prayer. If they are not, the Viper must strike. You will do more than speak. This tale ends but one way. With the Outlander rot cleansed, and the grove forever shrouded.
This will all be over. The ritual's almost finished.
What if they tried to steal from us? Again?
We've shown them once. We take Grove law seriously.
Level up. Is the PhD? Yes, it is working. Specialism available. Chosen subclass Beast Master. Hunter. Display. Emerging like a Hulk kid from the enveloped darkness and shadow, you ambush and put down your foes before they can even scream. But no, I want the Beastmaster. And spells. Speak with animals. Do I have any Hunter's Mag, Helltones? No. Everything I think is fine. and level up everyone. Okay. You mastered the art of falling and gain lessons to falling damage. Fast hands, get an addition bonus action. Assassin. You prefer to deal sublime punishment to a single at a time, not in a duel. Mind, because a duel implies chivalry and you're too busy getting the job done for honor. Quick as an alley cat in a lane dark city, you immediately restore your action and bonus action at the start of combat. Assassinate ambush. Any successful attack roll against a surprised creature is a critical hit. And initiate. You are deadliest against unprepared enemies. In combat, you have advantage on attack roll against creatures that haven't taken a turn yet. I get additional bonus action. No. Thief. And then Gale. Okay, energy. Maybe let's put this here. Maybe. But now, anxious companion. Who are we gonna summon? The bear, the boar, the spider, raven, or the wolf? I can have both. I have both. I can have both. I can have both. I can have both. Can I? Ritual. Action. Okay. Okay. You could. Pinta.
Amicus animalis.
The rat doesn't respond. It simply bares its teeth.
You know, fair. But wait, now we can talk to Silver.
The wolf focuses on you, calmed in your presence.
When I can finally talk to animals, animals don't talk to me. This is like dating.
The rat watches your movements but does not speak.
I have a feeling they are kind of like surveillance cameras. Except I don't know if they are.
I thought you were Halcyon.
The boar prances around, haunches clenching and unclenching impatiently.
Where's Halcyon? Promise me a mate.
Oh.
Shh, I'm concentrating. Does this look good? Is the coin in the middle?
No! Push it a bit to the right.
Yes. Yes, you're right. That's it.
But I saw there was a magnifying glass.
Just a moment. This man is recording my story. I am far from home.
As the colourful man starts scribbling, the bear sneaks a quick look at the page. His brow furrows. Incomprehensible squiggles surround a crude sketch. A bear disemboweling a clutch of tieflings.
Poor bear. Well, at least he is considered hero.
My Ursine friend. Alas, I've never learned to converse with your kind.
Group hide. Why I learned this about now? Who was left behind? Astarion.
Trust no one.
And then Galak.
Still breathing, despite everything.
No, but wait. Listening to spiders' footwork is very hypnotic. Don't you know? There is Galak. There is Galak. Group. And that is Squalella.
Get out!
The squirrel lunges at your foot and bites it.
Oh.
You barged in without an invitation. I wouldn't call that friendly. See, you're in my territory, and I want you gone.
There is plenty of room for both of us. So I have a feeling this will be my death.
How about this? You can stay if you keep those ugly feet on the ground.
I'll even sweeten the pot. Found some weird smelling stuff on the ground. You can keep it, but...
These trees are mine. Follow the rules and I won't have to intervene. Got it?
Timber's incentive. We convinced Timber to let us walk on her territory. She left us a small trinket to keep us away from the trees. I will accept.
Time to press ahead.
What was the group shift?
What path lies before me?
Shh.
That might be worth a look.
I was too late. You stay right there.
No choice but to keep going. Have to keep going.
It's hungry for the slaughter.
This way.
Just like old times. Let's find some prey.
Heating up.
Jump. Oh, I have a hat. By the way, does the rat...
I speak, they burn.
Yes.
You peer through the telescope. You see a red dragon. Tyrannical, greedy, and vain, they hunt without pity. The telescope points to the left. The telescope points straight ahead. The telescope points to the left.
No, that was the... my mistake.
The telescope points straight ahead.
I am stupid.
The telescope points to the right.
Very well. I'm exhausted. Better find some.
Glad you were here for those goblins. Picked one off yesterday myself. Shot her through the throat. Well, that should have killed her, but she kept gasping. Clawing at the arrow. I had the same thought. And it's just going to keep happening.
What's next?
Yeah, if killing someone, of course I am talking about if you're a soldier, when you stop feeling it, then you have to be worried.
Glad you made it inside. Doubt we'll be safe here for long, though. There'll be more coming. Goblins hunting packs. We need an army, not a hunter. There could be hundreds of them out there.
Hundreds? It'll take hours to kill them all. She's right, we should just go.
Being watched.
What's next?
Aradin's back with his tail between his legs. I'm glad for your help, but I'd hoped you were Halsin. Yeah, when he ran off with the druid that saved our hides the first time. Without Halsin, this grove's not so friendly, I'll tell you that.
Never ends.
No helping it. We're exposed now.
Thought I sensed an infernal around here. But you aren't from Elturel. What's your story?
I spent a good bit of time in the Hells. Enlisted against my will by the Archdevil Zariel. Same as you, I suppose, if you're from Elturel. The devils were delighted when your city was swallowed up. I thought they had you for keeps. Glad you got out.
I got lucky. It looks like you did too. And you brought some infernal machinery with you.
A little gift from Zariel. Keeps me burning hot.
Very hot by the smell of it. Might be burning out a piston ring or leaking oil. Mind if I take a listen?
Be my guest. But don't get too close or your eyes will melt shut.
Phew! You really are burning up. Whoever put that engine together tried to house metallurgized Demono valves inside a Ragnak's alloy casement. Very risky. I might be able to help, but I'd need infernal iron. And a prayer that my hammer will survive the work. That thing isn't meant to operate outside of Ernest. I'm not sure how much longer it'll keep running the way it's going.
Will you be able to turn down the temperature a little? Worried I'm gonna go in for a handshake and singe someone's arm off one of these days.
I'd worry about surviving the night first. But help one, help both. If we can cool you off, it'll stabilize your engine and allow you to touch whomever you please. I've sensed some during our travels. It has a pull to it. Absolutely magnetic, once you know what you're looking for. I can show you where I'd look. Meanwhile, I've still got plenty of weapons and armor in stock if you're looking to load up.
What do you have? I can sell that. This gives me hunter's mark. But then me myself don't need that. Trooper 9. Oh, actually this is better. Oh, just slashing damage. Equip. Never mind. It was this one, yes. Then sell those.
Forged from the heart.
I miss my forge.
Goblins, druids. This grove is a death trap. Grab what you can and get out. That's my advice.
Reeking of this place.
And your dogs!
You ain't gonna shoot me. Your hands are shaking.
Put it down. She can't fight back.
That's the point. Get out of the way!
She didn't kill your brother, Arca. You're better than this.
Shoot before you lose your nerve, Tiefling. If you ever had it to begin with. I'm not afraid. Chosen by the Absolute, I am. I'm blessed.
Oh, I'll bless you, all right. Here it comes, you little beast.
I told you. Not now.
Evidence chest. No evidence.
How long until Roland shows off his thunder wave?
Depends.
That goblin won't be the last.
True.
And you quit in the middle of your shift.
You sound like your father.
Well, it was his caravan.
There.
Ain't leaving town for a good while after this.
And we'll have a dog, right?
They don't allow them in Baldur's Gate. Cats, though?
A little orange cat. And a house with a little door so that it can come and go as it pleases.
And a high fence to keep eavesdroppers out. Thanks. I suppose we'll all need it.
What about you? Big plans for when you get to the city?
We've had enough rough to last us a good long while.
Good luck to you then. And wish us some, too.
We're packing up.
And I'd advise you to do the same. Seems our kind ain't welcome here.
Can't wait to get back to the game.
The nerve of that smirking little rat. Can't believe the kid thought he could snatch my mum's locket and get away with it. Bet he's learned his lesson now. You best be joking. Tell me you are, and this doesn't have to end in blood.
Thought so.
And again.
Doesn't taste half bad.
Swing and...
The waiting's getting to me. If we left, we could at least make a run for it.
Step, parry, strike, damn it! It's just not landing. Nothing but. Goblins in the wild, out for blood, and the druids in here looking to kick us out. Or worse. We need to be ready for a fight. But I'm useless with a sword. I'll try and brace them better. Like so. Step, brace, parry, swing. Yes! You really know what you're doing. Found this by the road. Bet you'll put it to good use. Oh, yes. I'll bite my tongue when the time comes. Hopefully, it's just the goblins we have to worry about. The druids are treating us like vermin. But I'll keep at it. Thank you.
Battle axe, you say? Yeah. Maiming strike. I apparently have salami. But then that gives... It has... Rapier does minimum of 4 damage. And Karlak has better axe. It is 200, right? Yes. For some reason it doesn't let me put that. Best I wield it with both hands. You are not. You are. I am mostly using ranged attacks.
We could at least make a run for it.
Fierce little fighters, aren't they?
How long until Roland shows off his thunder wave?
Depends. How many people are dumb enough to ask?
Swing. Swing. One more time.
Oh, right. Go for the heart.
Oh.
What path lies before me?
Can't keep the goblins out forever. This is no fortress and we're no warriors.
Okay.
Fighting flies. Midges. Ugh. Shouldn't nature be beautiful and serene? It looks so nice in the upper city parts.
Upper City, huh? Swish. Never spent much time there myself.
I'll happily take you, if we survive this bug's banquet.
Sounds good. I've always been curious what a patriarch looks like.
I am actually thinking about the same. Be safe. I'm always scared when it staggers because oh yeah, there was the bugbear. For some reason, they forget how to jump.
Direct me. Let's explore.
Attention!
Attention.
What to do?
I don't suppose you've any clue where we are in relation to water.
From this distance between Elturel and Baldur's Gate, I'd say a long way away.
Getting word from my mother.
Yeah, I think I have talked to Scratch. Where are they? Aha. Dismiss companion, but and same thing. But actually you followed me. He's a good lad.
Never a dull moment.
Then let's come short to rest.
Off we go then.
Don't waste a step.
No, I need to go this way, yes.
Should mind my step.
Now wait, what am I doing? I am doing this now.
Just like old times. Taking my time in the shadows.
Cut it out. How about a dragon? Would that worry you? Anything you give a dragon is bad gas.
Please, no more. Leave us in peace, and we shall leave you in kind.
Cut the crap, Anders. I know what you are.
Don't let her hurt us. Please. We just want to go home.
There's something in the squint of his eye. You suspect he's lying.
Enough! Enough! I'll not play pretend anymore. Karlak, you're going home in pieces if needs must. And you'll soon learn what it means to ally yourself with the likes of this garbage.
Avernus was never my home. It was my prison. I'm free now. And I'm never going back!
Let's fight. Blind vision. This might be a problem. Well, it worked.
Striking distance. Survival is all that matters. Morse code. Breathe deep and move.
Now the rat. No! Lemmy! You killed the Lemmy! You bastard!
On my feet.
Wait, Astelion is not part of the battle. I wonder.
Outmaneuver them. Into the shadows.
Fight. Let's go. Can't even catch my breath.
Death is but a word away. Don't get too close.
There's blood in the air. Feel their anguish. The subtle approach.
Never a dull moment. Best be on my way.
No surrender.
A rough tempest I will raise.
Go for the throat.
Fuck Thariel. I won't go back.
Sin is here to bring luck to the game.
And if any of Mummy's little friends want to pick up where the others
Welcome.
left off, they'll find nothing but a pile of ash.
Those flames are getting hot. Sarah won't get near you again.
That's right, she won't. She can't. She couldn't even lay a finger.
Now get out.
Have to keep going.
She's angry, yes. But Cindy, look. I have Corvus.
Need some oil over.
Are you fine now? Who is inside? Gale.
Whew. Had to let off a little steam after facing off with those ignots. Granted, the fire's lasting a little longer than it should. How do I look?
I'm just being honest.
Careful, soldier. If I burn any hotter, I might explode. Engine heats up the whole system enough not to get burned. Hopefully it will hold together long enough to get tuned up. Let's move, huh? I'm running high and in the mood for a fight.
Now the Gale comes. Can I? Yes, I kind of can. I picked Ranger. I don't remember did I mention it last time, but I picked Ranger because this. Ranger's companion. I can summon the bear. Or a boar. A spider. Raven. This one right here. Or wolf. Yes, bear. Sadly, I have used all my short rests. But I think I actually need the long rest. Okay, let's loot first. Before doing anything else. Those who seek to journey to the coast from the interior trying to reach the scout the recent road running down to the river Kiantal. The recent road provides an road all the way from Elder to Baldur's Gate and has proven tempting to travel seek an alternate the river barges that sail the Kiantal. Portion of the road of halfway between Elder and Baldur's Gate has in recent years developed in the enclave for Selene worship, with the temple of not insignificant splendor lying near the road. Indeed, an entire village, Moonhaven, has developed alongside the temple and can provide food and shelter to weary travelers. I think that is the place where I got stuck. Yes, Moonrise Towers, yep. The toll is required to unload passage goods and folk alike. Some are tempted to go off-road in order to avoid the toll. However, bandits and other dangers may cause them to pay much a steeper price.
Lovely day this. For now.
I need water. Thank you.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
There. There is one body. There. Sort of justice. There, and then sort of justice. It is better than my current. Wait, 415. You don't need any range weapons. Dagger. And then dagger. Can you? Yes, you can double wield. This actually is better than something here. No, that is actually same thing.
Let's get going.
Okay, but no wait. One thing what we need to check is if there is any quests that says that don't long rest. No, was it save the refugees for them in itself? Save women who immediately hand to her parents. Oh, we need to do that. Fuel friend demon. No, to repair. Okay, to look at the magic item. And hunt the devil is complete. Long rest.
One horn, the stink of Avernus, Advocatus Diaboli.
Well, I'll be God's damned. The blade of frontiers. Thought I'd shaken you for good. That'll teach me to underestimate you.
Karlach, the Archdevil Zariel's gladiator, come to burn the Sword Coast to ash.
Oh my! I am lipped.
Well, not counting the fuckers that need a good hurting.
Shut it, devil. I know your kind. A heart darker than a shadow's nightmares. You'd cut a child's throat just to taste the blood.
A devil? I didn't take the blade for a fool. I'm...
A great fire roars through you. The fire of the first hell. You are Karlach, tearing through demons across a blood-red landscape of fire and volcanic cinder. The front lines of the Blood War. With every swing of her axe, Karlach fulfills Mistress Zariel's purpose.
Proof, clear as summer sky. It's over, Karlach. It's time you feel the sting of the blade.
I've tried to tell you. I'm not what you think I am.
Another vision. Karlach's blade rays slicing through devils, Zariel's servants, as her eyes dart around, seeking escape. Will shudders with Karlach's desperation. She is a victim of the Blood War, not an agent of it.
By Balduran's helm, No, I will not be tricked.
You saw the truth. I may be an effective soldier, but I never wanted to serve Zariel. Legged it away from her the first chance I got.
Doing art.
And yet you served.
Prätkä hairstyle. Prätkä hair in general, or are you modeling yourself? Now my English dies. Yourself. Ah. Joo, saavutaan saakallisen danger people.
Will catches his breath and his lips straighten. Sheer dread twists his face.
No! Devils cannot be trusted!
God, you are stubborn.
Would you listen to sense? This doesn't have to end badly for either of us. You know monsters better than anyone. Can't you look in my eyes and see I'm not a devil?
You don't know what this means. You don't know what you're asking me to do.
I'm asking you to live, Will. I don't want to hurt you. And to be frank, I'd rather not find out how the blade got his name. I swear to you, on all I am not what you think.
Shit! Shit. You really are no devil, are you? I've been deceived.
Oh, thank the gods. Thought I was gonna have to take your head.
You would have died in the attempt. But there have been enough threats today.
Truce then, eh?
Aye. Truce. I see the good in you, Karlak. I promise not to lose sight of it.
I am guessing there is someone who thought that you have to choose. Someone who didn't know anything about this game. But man. Is it wrong that I am actually jealous of my game avatar? Look at those abs. This is a body of a god.
Glad Will saw sense. Even more glad he decided to stick around. Takes a pretty slick mover to track down old Karlak. Same. Now, instead of a liability, I've got a friend. Or I will have soon, anyway.
One thing I am actually thinking that this game kind of lacks, I think, is that but it might be that game also proves me wrong, but because I am Dragonborn, the scales should give me resistance to fire little bit. So I am able to at least be very close to her. And if I would also be resistant to fire, her flames won't hurt me one bit. But that might be that game proves me wrong in. Let's go talk to other party members and get to know them.
Nothing like a little camp drama to spice up the evening. It's almost a pity things ended so amicably. Seeing those two duke it out would be fun.
Oh yeah. Next week is at least in Sunday. Sunday is first day of Spook month. So, if I am finishing Sea of Stars on this weekend, I will celebrate the premiere of Castlevania Nocturne, playing Castlevania game on Wednesday. If I can finish Sea of Stars before then.
Oh, what's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
What do I have to lose?
Good thing for Will that Karlak called a truce. A tiefling that mighty would shred him to pieces and burn the remains. Now, what did you need? Entirely. I was as devoted to my studies as I was to my training. Each creche contains a Zaithisk purification device. So I learned from the writings in the Kalir Library. The library was a gift from Vlaakith herself, that we may gain total understanding. Not books, but slates. Wisdom so profound it is etched into stone. Truth as perfect as the queen who decreed it. Countless scholars roam the astral sea and beyond, observing the ways of our lessers, exploring planes so distant order turns to chaos and cold fires rage. The planes are ever quaking, and their peoples ever shifting. The Githyanki possess an eternity of knowledge. Yet we still collect more. Infinities upon infinities. I expect I am your first. Of course you haven't. They would have cut you from navel to neck. You are no less alien to me than I am to you. I know of your kind, but I do not often encounter them. Those diminutive scales of yours look like mistakes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but these skills are made of Mermaid's Tears. And Souls of Other Dragons. These are godly scales. Better to be scaled than noseless and covered in spots.
You look out of proportion. An oversized lizard with delusions of grandeur. No matter. I don't intend to keep my eyes trained on you for longer than necessary. I understand much beyond your comprehension. More to the point, I know the cure for our condition. It is imperative we locate a creche. You do well to observe more and question less. Yes, in great detail. It starts with a fever and memory loss. Then you start to hallucinate. Your hair falls out, and you bleed from every orifice. Your bones will change form. Your jaw will split to allow room for 4 great tentacles. All skin will turn to gore and be shed to reveal new flesh underneath. Then you have ceased to exist, and a mind flayer is born.
A loathsome fate and one I intend to avoid.
Words forged in steel. May your actions express the same metal. We must find my kind and be rid of the parasite. It's as simple as that. The first symptoms should have long since started, though. That is what puzzles me. Yes, if you give it no further thought. But anomalies lead to surprises. Bad surprises. Besides, what hasn't happened may yet come to pass.
You've been witness to a pantomime, I'm sorry to say. And I've played my part all too poorly. I can say only this. Karlach's not the only one who's had a villain's knife held to their throats. One night soon, when we make camp, the veil will be lifted, and I'll pay my penance. You're not in any danger, I promise. I can't say the same about me.
Thank goodness that's all dealt with. The odds are stacked high enough against us already. No need to turn on each other. Think of it as tribute. The kind a king might pay to a more powerful neighbor to avoid invasion. As long as I pay, there will be peace. But should I ever stop, along comes a war. I can assure you, the battlefield would extend well beyond the borders of my body alone. Your enterprising approach to my problem is most encouraging. But it is a delicate process to keep my condition stable. I do not yet need to consume an item, but keep it close by. It will not be too much longer. I question the wisdom of that decision, but so be it. I'll be here in the meantime, idling away the hours.
Funny. In my own playthrough, I accidentally did that Gale was without shirt. Most of it. Now it seems that this playthrough I am the one without the shirt.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
I just noticed we don't have scratch here.
Be wary of false promises. The missing druid, Halsin, was it? He may be talented, but only a Githyanki's Sathis can cleanse an embedded tadpole.
It is done.
That was fast. Level up. Action search. Fighter. Okay. At that point you need to organize while attacking is used by one. Battle Master. Your superiority dice are D8s. You have 4. At fighter level 10, these dice become D10s. They fuel your Battle Master maneuvers and are expended upon use. You regain expended dice after a short or long rest. Electors study magic to supplement their weaponry, allowing them to overcome attacks from their toughest foes. No, I don't remember what was. Because I want to test different things. I think it was champion that I had. Should I make her Elec Knight? Because, yeah, no, this is magic missile. It is good either way. Intelligence is 10. Pushing attack. Spend a spirit die to make an attack that deals additional damage and possibly pushes the target back. When a hostile misses you with a melee attack, expend a spirit die to retaliate the power start that is essential. So let's take this battle master. Action reaction to direct an ally to strike a foe. The ally Then we need one more. Let's attack. Okay. Let's go to bed. Mixed coffee. Salami. Red apple. Then we need something that gives 4. There. We have scratch. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Everybody approves. Except Astarion. Astarion is a monster. Bet. Good boy. Scratch is a good boy. He deserves the pets. All the pets. Oh! And that is only pets we can give him. Okay, now we can leave the camp.
So, you know about these parasites. Will you survive them?
Only if my people extract them. The only other cure is the blade.
Okay. Wonderful.
Wonderful. Ah, that is the reason. Where is that voice coming from? I want to know. I am actually sad that I can't do anything. With this.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Oh. Apparently I can do that. And I don't have Gale anymore. Typical. Let's keep that for now.
Have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it. These boots have seen everything.
Is this all? Yes. Save, because I don't know what is behind this hatch.
Ugh. That corpse is riper than a Manaurus bog.
Oh yeah. I have also ability to summon familiars. And the best thing is I can have both at the same time. I can have Corvus, my animal companion, and Frog. Just a concert, Frog. Frog. It did a frog. It did a cute frog. Okay, what do we have here? A ledger containing details of a toll house taken for the current year. Most entries are nearly written listing the travelers and the amount of gold paid, but the text on the most recent page is much rambling. 4 merchants with single wagon and sundries. Flaming Fist Company, 15 Fist and Gauntlet, 3 Waved, Fiston paid whole day escort. Brave and 2 guards planning Gex to walk his rest. 7 pound no good, no gold, wounded, warned us to leave. Sent courier to request extra guards or he leave. More farmers, too many to count, no goods, carrying their own dead. Road untenable. Preparing to abandon post.
No time to rest.
What a day.
Lockpicking impossible.
Alright, what now?
Okay, now I am actually curious.
Be cautious.
Just a vent. It's full of vents.
Watch how you go.
What's that?
Speak.
Actually, I wanted to check that.
I'm way too big. I'm
way too big.
Wait.
What now?
Looking ahead.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
How much farther can I go?
A trap. Someone doesn't like visitors.
Hmm. It doesn't look it's connected to anything, but I am not sitting there. Don't we leave before I accidentally do something stupid?
That'll wake you up of a fine day, won't it?
I do not need awakening. My senses are sharp as steel.
Oh. While this channel is no stranger to supplies and news from the outermost reaches of our fair land, I was warned that this season's edition contains news some might find in a word shocking. It might be that the cult of the Absolute reported by our agents in Eldulgar will fade like any other, but reports of alliances between Goblin and Lord Swan, Drow, Troll and Duergar are particularly cause for alarm. The seriousness of the enclosed report is quite unique in our history. Prior to the publication, messengers were sent to localities including Baldur's Gate, Scornbell and Candlekeep. Let us hope these reports are received with the proper gravity for the safety of all. Sincerely, Minus Etcherly, Editor-in-Chief.
Is this your first time on the Sword Coast, Blazel?
Yes. It is much more lively than the Githyanki so ready to believe.
Just wait till you see Baldur's Gate. You'll never want to leave.
Whatever killed those gnolls might be nearby. Be careful.
on, let's go. Damn.
Can't reach.
Still alive. So that's progress. Something tore right through these people. They didn't stand a chance.
Collect everything.
Moving in.
Look at hyena.
The beast reeks of brimstone and offal. Every breath is thick with blood.
I sadly now know what this
You
means.
hear what comes next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate. You watch with cold realization. This isn't the end of one life, but the start of another. Gnolls, vicious, monstrous humanoids can spawn from the corpses of dying hyenas.
Ranger, show mercy, ending her life swiftly.
You land a swift strike against her skull. She yelps, then goes still. As the life fades from her eyes, the gnoll within her dies too, stillborn.
This is good. Now they see me. Let's have a little fun. Moving.
Can't reach destination. Why? Never mind.
One beast's broken away, and it won't be returning alone.
Whee!
Fury, I am death.
That is the... Oh, that is normal hyena.
Taste my fury. On the move.
Now we have a vlog. Damn it.
Let's go. Got it.
Haste.
Shall we dance? No escape. On the hunt.
Not the movements.
Swift and lethal.
Mm.
Alright, Karlak, it's go time. I've got it.
Let's turn someone inside out.
Oh. It died.
Time to strike.
No, 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 no. Yes.
Make way.
Incoming.
Let's spill some blood. Leave no trace. A better position. We'll do it my way.
Colvus is still alive. Colvus. Colvus. Attack.
I will ascend. Let my name be known.
Smell blood. Over there.
Another step forward.
I'm ready. To the death.
How dare you attack my Colvus? Face the fury of the Colvus.
Taste my fury.
Fuck yes. Open up.
For a cull.
Hyenas birthing gnolls. How horrid.
Let's just go. There's only so much my stomach can take.
Kalk. Discover the curse of Yionku and destroy his hyenas.
No one's stopped me yet.
Tower. Now loot everything. Draw poison. I just clicked. Gladly, it wasn't fire arrow or anything like that. But still, I just clicked. And then I snapped. Shipment orders. Deliver the chest to me unopened. Read the first sentence again. Open it and I will know, because you will be dead. This is not a threat. This is what happens if you open the chest. NF. Mission shipment. We found the remains of a Kalaman. Northern Corp mentioned valuable chest and someone called NF. Perhaps someone survived the attack.
One day I'll catch a break.
I should probably stop. It's over 3 hours. Oh, what was that? Written in a furious sloping hand, this is a letter to the editor of Baldur's Bash, a tabloid notorious for its controversial articles. Dear editor, I find it despicable, nay, diabolical, that you would defend Baldur's Gate's ridiculous restrictions regarding animals in the city. No animal larger than a peacock may gain entry. How archaic. My darling Giselle is the most well-behaved bear you ever seen. I'm sorry. And yet to spend time with my child I must visit my summer home in Cormorant. I call upon the Parliament of Peers to resolve this issue immediately. The emotional and psychological well-being of the people of Baldur's Gate is at stake, and I shall take this to the highest of authorities. Shall it not be dealt with accordingly? Right now, Giselle cries out for her father. This archaic policy has separated child from their parent. I don't know how Grand Duke Uldor Ravengard lives with himself. Yours faithfully, Miss Pickens. Type. Let's look. This what's that on there? It's a rib cage. No.
Copper for your thoughts.
Okay, let's talk to Karlak and then I will probably stop. Save and stop.
The year, 10 air. The place, a sleepy little town called Baldur's Gate. Our hero, Karlak, a knock-kneed delinquent from the outer city with everything to give and nothing to lose. I was a kid looking for a way to fill my days and make some cash when I fell into the wrong crowd. Worked for a guy I respected. A lot. Turns out the feeling wasn't mutual. Through the jigs and the reels, he made a deal with Zariel behind my back. You know Zariel, right? Archdevil of Avernus. She put this thing in my chest and set me to work. Well, to war. I learned quick how to stay alive. And the engine served me when it came to killing devils. 10 years of that. The stories I could tell. Guy named Gortash. Politician. Inventor. One of these wheeler-dealer types who seems to have a finger in every pie. I guess I was naive to think everything he got up to was above board. What did I know? I saw a job. A good job. With people I liked. Doing work I was good at. Sometimes I'm jealous of that girl. Ugh, to feel so invincible again. Depends on the type. Ice devils hate an inferno, but that's an easy one. Orthons love projectiles. What they don't love is getting their bombs lobbed right back in their faces. Demons, on the other hand, every demon is absolutely singular. You can't ever think you've got them typed out. Sharp instincts, sharp weapons, and a knack for improvisation. That's the only way to survive them. Anyway, what were we talking about? Let's hope Damon is as good as he seems. Once my engine's handled, I can focus on more important matters. Tadpoles, cults, frosty pints. Gives me energy. Power. But you've seen it in action. Very hard to control. If I'm excited at all, angry, nervous, delighted, enticed, I burn hot. Hot enough to burn anyone who gets close. I try not to think about it. I still think about it constantly, but, you know, I try. One of these days, I'll sort the whole infernal affair out, get myself cooled off, start making up for lost time. But not today.
Sorry, thinking about something, but that is the end. Yeah, it was the save. Good. Sorry, just a minute. But yeah, this was the end of this stream, and this time, as promised, I am playing Sea of Stars on weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. And but let's see how I feel on Friday, because it is a weekend, and I might play something on Friday. Not Sea of Stars, but something small. Let's go raid someone we know. Work, thank you. And apparently she is continuing. Misery, apparently. you everybody for watching. This was Baldur's Gate 3. This is one of those games that it is relaxing time. If I want to stream something. Even if I didn't do anything special on that stream, this session. And the thing is, I don't know how long it is the help. Sea of Stars end game, because I feel like I am at the end game, but I don't know if it's 3 hours or 5 hours or 10 hours more. I don't know. And I want time if actually it takes 5 hours to beat it, and then there is, end credit and whatnot. But thank you everybody for watching. And now let's rate the actual bear. Bye bye.
That scared me. Hi, Veno. Oh. I was just listening to the music very intensely, and suddenly that blasted in my ears. It's a Venerade! There's a Lechunk! Now I remembered the name of that pig, okay? Now I remembered.